Today, the Collision with Purpose Project Spotlight is on Miss Anya Grant. Miss Grant is a boss marketer for a digital marketing firm, and she is a heart healer. Let us welcome Miss Grant to the A Collision with Purpose Project under the Spotlight.
Oh, thank you. Beautiful introduction. Thank you so much for having me. I am really excited, and I just want to say thank you for having me. So that is right. I do help women and families look and feel younger without giving up carbs or working out. And I do that by helping them gain the courage to take the next step to whatever their heart desires.
You know, you talk about courage and you talk about heart desire, whatever. So that's big stuff there. And we're going to get an opportunity to dive into that. How about that?
Yes, sir. Let's do it.
We're going to talk about purpose, right?
Good.
Your purpose. You're going to be given the opportunity to explore your purpose on this platform. So are you ready to do it?
Yes, I'm super nervous, but I'm ready. Put myself out there.
And nervous is a good state to be in. You know, that means that you're stepping into territories that's routine, and that's a good thing, and hence exploring and in pursuit of. It's a good place to be.
Awesome.
So, Ms. Grant, take me back to your early days, your early beginning. What was life like?
Okay, so first off, I must say that a lot of people might be looking at me like early days, and she in her 20s. I get that all the time. And so I just want to clear that out. I'm seasoned, well marinated in this thing called life. And so to answer your question, my early days, I was super fearful of everything. I was fearful of getting accepted into college or university because I went to school in Canada. And I was just fearful for any little thing that I had to come outside of my comfort zone. So anything that involved starting a new job or opening a new bank account, like every little thing scared me. And so that's where the courage, I had to develop the strength to take courage to get myself into uncomfortable situations so I can continue to challenge myself. And so my early days consisted of not trusting myself ultimately, not trusting and listening to my inner voice. What is the next right step? Taking that pause, like you mentioned before, and really trusting that whatever the outcome is, it is bringing me to where I need to be. And so it took me years to actually surrender into that and appreciate that. Even right now, where I'm in this stage of my life where I am dating and I'm trying to have the expectation of like my next right partner. And that might bring me back to my old ways of doing things. Like, oh my God, I'm so afraid. Oh, I don't want to put myself out there. I don't want to talk to nobody. I don't want to date. And so it's constantly reminding myself, okay, Anya, slow down. You're not into any huge rush. Take a break. What's coming to you will come to you. Exhale.
Absolutely. What was your childhood like, family and, siblings?
Yeah, so I grew up in Jamaica with my grandma and my aunts, and I left Jamaica when I was 12 to move with my dad in Canada. And that in itself was a traumatic move. If you really think about it, like I'm moving from family, non-traditional family, where it was my grandma who was really taking care of me, my aunt who was also a provider for our household. And then here I am trying to develop a relationship with my parents, right? So my father and his wife, who I now call my second mom, and then building a relationship with my biological mom. So that was a whole different transition into getting to know who I am, how I became into this dynamic, right, family dynamic, and how I was able to find joy be able to release my anger, my anxiety as a child, like at 12 years old, 13 years old, and then move into a country that I had no idea, like different seasons, and you have winter and you have fall, and then you have cultural differences that I had to assimilate to. So there's a lot of moving parts that I feel I was resilient to make it through, because I didn't know any other way. And I had very supportive parents, even though you can think about it, like think about the dynamic of mom and father, never really been together, kind of separated. And then you have the disagreements, and how should Anya be raised? And how can she not forget her culture? And don't forget those who were there for her in the beginning. So there was a lot of friction in that family dynamic. And if I had to do it again, the wisdom that I have gathered now, I would probably have to school my parents in how to properly take care of me at that time. But that was my childhood. It was beautiful. Like, I took music classes. My grandmother made sure I did the best activities. So I did dancing, singing, poetry. I was very close to the arts. And when I moved to Canada, and that's probably the one thing that stuck with me in terms of carrying me through these many different dynamics of life, is the art form. Like, I fell in love with dance and music and culture, and that kept me grounded into who I've become.
So out of that, so many different dynamic situation that was the makeup of your early childhood, many wonderful things happen. Many wonderful things. So I think this is an awesome story right there in itself, because what you've done quite clearly is you utilize your sense of purpose and that meaning from it, which you're carrying today. And I'm sure it's informing who you are.
Absolutely. Yes, it has. When I stop and reflect on the woman that I am today, the vibrancy, like, I still have my culture. And I can bring it out when I want to. I still keep myself young and vibrant and fun. Everything that I do, that's one value that I really take away. And everything that I do, there has to be fun and playfulness. And so that, I feel, kept me going through painful times, even the good times. And now it's just part of who I am.